Okay, so this is just a quick video before I head out for the evening. It's a general question that I want to raise to everybody. So, postmodern or relativistic thought posits that there is no hierarchy. It doesn't really exist. It's an unscientific and ethnocentric or Western-centric idea that there are greater and lesser values, and that there's more developed and less developed social societies. All societies are just different and equal and pluralistic. Well, I agree with that to some point. The fact that they are making a judgment and saying this value of hierarchy is actually less credible than the value of hierarchy is itself a hierarchical position. So if you say all values are equal except for hierarchy, you're actually making a discernment of a higher and a lesser value. You're categorizing something more and something less. And to just deconstruct this, I mean, it's really about deconstructing post-structuralism, which is a paradox in itself. This stuff gets really messy. What I'm saying is, although things are equal to some degree, there is development. There's a development in the universe. There's higher and lower orders. By denying the philosophy of higher and lower orders, you're still creating a higher and lower order philosophy by saying this is good and this is bad down here. This is no good and up here is good. Everybody's equal. If you're not equal, if you're oppressive, we don't want that. We devalue that. That's a vertical or developmental ideology in and of itself, pretending that it's not, pretending that it's not one. So yeah, that's basically where I would just like to end off. I guess think about that. That paradox can be superseded or transcended, and I feel like this is sort of the paradox in relativism that will eventually give way to new types of thinking, just like rationalism. I guess you could say there's postmodernism, pre-modern, and modern. Modernism thought all the world of rationality, of hierarchies. Postmodernism broke it apart and critiqued them. Postmodernism, whatever it will be, will critique postmodernism. And this whole complicated slew of terminology is really just saying we're becoming more reflective and analytical about the way we think, and our own thought system itself evolves and changes over time. And yes, it does, arguably, if it goes well, get progressively better, as in more aware, as in more reflective, and discerning the subtleties that we may not have noticed, the limitations of particular arguments and ways of thinking. Once we realize a particular contradiction, we can go beyond it. Unless, of course, we fight it and have a particular bias for that point of view, and that happens too. I recommend reading Thomas Kuhn. So what I'm basically saying is post-structuralists, relativists, they have a point, they have a place, but there is a much more developmental, or better yet, evolutionary perspective on societies, on social development, and on social awareness. And this is observable, discernible, and we have very interesting models out there already. And I'm going to get into this in future videos, but this is the unraveling of postmodernism. And thank you for listening.